Hi, this is John Johnson, Senior Instructional Designer with Maetrics, and today I'm going to give you an overview of the new Maetrics time entry system. As of Thursday, November 6th, the Uninet system will replace the current expanded time entry system. This means that all Maetrics employees will need to enter their time for the current pay period, November 2nd through November 8th, into Uninet. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the basics of entering your time into the Uninet system, as well as point out some of the nice features of this system, such as the ease of entering your time data, being able to submit cash outs through your timesheets, and also the ability to view reports about your time and expense, such as being able to view your PTO hour balance. So let's get started. So to start, you want to access the time entry system, and to do that you need to open the URL to it in your web browser. You should see the URL on the bottom of the screen here. It will also be mailed to you. So you type that in and to the address bar and go to the website, and then you need to log in. You will need to enter your username. Your username will be the first three letters of your last name, followed by the first three letters of your first name, and then you will enter your default password. Your default password will be welcome, all lowercase, 123. So it's welcome 123, and then you click log in, and it should take you to the dashboard page. So this is your home page. One note about your password: it will expire shortly after you log in for the first time. So what you'll want to do is update it or change it on the first time that you log into the system. So to do that, we're going to go to the Preferences menu, and you do that by clicking Preferences in the upper right, and it will take you to this screen. And you have three tabs to pick from. We're going to go to the Password tab, and in the Password tab, you're going to want to enter your current password and then type your new password and then confirm it and then click Save. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to change this user's password. So once that's done, you start using your new password from here on out. One other thing that you'll want to do, as long as we're in the preferences, is to change the email address in the system. Now this is important because Uninet will send messages to confirm your timesheet's been submitted, or if you haven't submitted it on time, you'll get a reminder. And for this reason, you want to make sure that the email that the system has is accurate, and it's one that you check frequently. So to change that, you go to the Profile tab, and you should see the email field there. You can simply just delete what is in there if you don't want that address and replace it with your updated address. You can access your timesheet from the dashboard on the home screen or from the time screen. Both of them are available along the top menu. Your active timesheets will display in a table showing you the time period, hours, and status. To create a new timesheet, you click the Create Timesheet link at the top of the table. Notice the date field automatically populates with the current date. If this date is in the current pay period, you don't need to change it. It will automatically create the timesheet for you in the correct pay period. If you need to change the date, you can either type it in the date field or you can use the calendar to change the date. I'm going to click Save just to accept that. To begin entering your time, you're going to choose the project from the drop-down menu. This one's already pre-populated, which is a nice feature. If you create a timesheet, it will simply copy the previous week's format, so you shouldn't have to keep selecting the project and the task code and pay code as well. Now, when you have those set up correctly, you're going to enter your time, and you do that in quarter-hour increments, 0.25, 0.50, etc., unless otherwise directed by the client. So for this day, I'm going to enter my time and click on the next day, and so forth. Now, additional rows are necessary to enter time for additional projects, admin time, PTO time, or leave without pay time. To add a new row, you will click on the Add New Row column, which is right there. Now, once you have a row added, then you will select, let's say we want to add admin time for this week for watching the training. So we will select that from the menu, and then you'll enter your hours in the appropriate day. And then for admin time, it's also required that you enter a comment. So I will say that I have been in training, and then when you click on a new cell to enter your time, you'll see that the current one, or I'm sorry, the one that has the admin time is now shows a green triangle indicating that there are comments. Please note that the Uninet system does not allow you to enter time for a future date. So if I wanted to get ahead of the game and enter 8 hours for Thursday, when I go to save or submit, I'm going to get a pop-up window that tells me that I cannot enter time in advance. And that will clear it out for you as well. For salaried employees, there is one major change in how you enter your time in the Uninet system. Your total time must equal at least 40 hours per week. If you do not have 40 hours of billable time, you will need to enter the remaining time as PTO, and you can select that from your project list. If you do not have enough PTO available to take, you will need to enter the time as leave without pay, and that's listed as LWOP. If you use the LWOP code, then there is a possibility that your paycheck will be decreased, and payroll will contact you if that's the case. So after you have finished entering your time, then you want to make sure you click the Save button, and that will save your time as entered. And we'll go back to the dashboard and take a look. Our timesheet that we've been working with is there, and the status is for in use, which means we can go back in by clicking the pencil button. That's the edit, and let us add more hours. When you reach the end of the pay period and you are ready to submit, you will then click the Submit button, and that will enter your time into the approval queue. Let's go back out. We've got an example. This timesheet has been submitted. Now keep in mind that our best practice is to submit your timesheet on Friday prior to leaving for the day. And the deadline is Monday, 9 a.m. Eastern, so please do not miss that Monday 9 a.m. cutoff. Your submitted timesheets are placed into an approval queue in the system, and the status has been updated to submitted. In addition, you will receive an email to your designated email address confirming that we have received your timesheet. Note that the submitted timesheet can still be edited until they are approved. Approved timesheets cannot be edited, so if you need to make changes to your timesheet, you will need to contact accounting. So if you need to change an approved one, you've got to contact accounting. If you want to change a submitted one, you can. You're going to get this warning letting you know that it's going to remove it from the queue, but you can still make your adjustments and then resubmit it. If your time approver or your supervisor notices an error in your timesheet, they can disapprove or reject the timesheet. If this happens, you will get a message from the Uninet system notifying you. The message will include the reason for the rejection. You can also expect your supervisor to contact you with an explanation. If your timesheet gets rejected, it will appear in your active timesheet list with the status of disapproval. And to fix the error, you simply need to click the pencil icon next to the timesheet and then edit and resubmit the timesheet. And that's it for time entry. Now there's some additional features of the system that I would like to cover with you now to address some of the more common time entry situations. For employees who are eligible for PTO, you no longer need to send an email to accounting to request a cash out because the Uninet system allows you to submit cash out requests in your timesheet. If your PTO balance is greater than 40 hours, you have the option of using the cash out pay code. Cash out hours can only be entered in on the second week of a pay period, however. If you have less than 40 hours in your PTO balance and attempt to cash out, you're going to receive an error message telling you so. To do the cash out, you simply need to add a new row. You will select PTO from the project list. In the pay code, you're going to select cash out, and then you're going to enter the cash out hours in your timesheet. You can enter the cash out hours for any day of the week, and then you're going to click Save or Submit, and your hours are then submitted. Now, how do you know if you have enough PT hours in your balance to take a cash out? Well, there are reports in the Uninet system that will tell you how many hours you have in your PTO bank. So you click reports. Underneath your details report section, there's one called an accrual details. Now there's additional reports that can be rather helpful, and if you look in the manual that's going to be sent along with this training, it also will address reports and tell you of some other ones that are quite handy. I'm just going to show you this one real quick, and you can adjust the date range if you want. I'm going to leave it as is and just click run report, and this is going to tell me that I had 125 hours in the bank. Now I just submitted or saved a timesheet, so it took 24 hours out, and now I'm down to 101. So pretty handy report there to let you know what your PTO balance is. One other thing you can do with the system is submit a leave request. You do that by going to your dashboard on your time or your home page, and you click the link for leave request, and that will open up a form for you. It's pretty simple. You just enter your date range for the days that you are asking off. I'm going to select the 18th and take that off, and it automatically fills in your hours. You do not need to add a comment, although you can add one if you wish. And when you submit your leave request, it goes to the same person who approves your time, and you will notice if I go back out that there is a status for those as well, so you can see, yes, this has been submitted and these have been completed. And that covers the basics of time entry using Uninet. If you have any additional questions about time entry, you can refer to the Uninet Help System, which you can find in the upper right of the screen, or the time entry manual that will be distributed along with this training. For any additional questions, please contact your time approval first for help. Thank you for your time and attention watching this important video. Have a great week serving our great clients.